Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 4 of Voices of Purpose. Now, today I'm really super excited to have Nicky Convine on here because Nicky is somebody that isn't part of my peer group. She just appeared beautifully on my screen on social media one day, and I tuned into her and thought, I like where this lady is going. So I thought I would connect with Nicky, and she happily said yes to coming on the podcast. So thank you, Nicky. Now, Nicky is the founder of Songbird and Sound Alchemy Communication. I've not delved into you very much, Nicky, because I wanted this to be a real open podcast where we can actually just find out who you are from you. So, do you want to give us a little bit of background of who you are?
I'm still trying to figure that out, but where I am today, it's been quite a big year for me this year. I've really opened up into the world of sound alchemy. So I've been sort of playing music for as long as I remember, probably 30 years or so. And just this year, it's come through for me to share that in a way that's healing for other people. And this is where sound alchemy has come into it. So what sound alchemy is, it's using music, songwriting, and the whole creative writing process to alchemize or transmute things that you're going through, phases of your life. You can clear your energy, align your energy centers. There is so much within it. So I offer a few different things. So I do performances where I'll do sound healings for groups and sort of play just like an hour of different sort of sounds and frequency instruments. And then I also have a Sing to Heal course, which is like an 8-week program. I work one-on-one with people online, and we just do a bunch of exercises and lots of grounding and connecting with our voice and the earth as well is a big part of it. And I still do quite a lot of music performances, so I'm a songwriter as well. And at the moment, I'm just really channeling Gaia and the message of the earth, and that's all coming through as well. So there's lots happening for me. Just trying to fit it all together.
Incredible. So, when did that first start? When did you first feel like I want to say that you had the voice of an angel? When did that first come to you? Gift.
Well,
When did you know?
yeah, I mean, I honestly have been singing. Probably my first words was singing. I remember being in the car when I was younger, and my sister being like, "Mum, can you tell Vicky to stop singing?" You know, like for 8 hours in the car, I'd just constantly be singing. But as far as knowing that I sounded like an angel, I don't know if I've had that yet. But I've always known that it was something that was different about me. Like I sang a lot in school, and I, always sang at the school assemblies, and I did feel that it was a beautiful gift that, that was inside of me. So I'm only just recently opening up to that whole world of the actual power of it, like what it can do for me, and the healing components of it, and the actual frequency of it. So yeah, it's a whole angelic realm out there, I suppose.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. And that's how it feels when I listen to you. So did this come through? You said it's only come out the last year. Was there something in your life that had that moment where you said, this is it, this is what I feel my purpose is, my gift is to give others?
Yeah, look, like throughout my sort of journey so far, I have dabbled in, music therapy and how do I use this voice in a means for healing. Then 2020 came and I sort of stopped doing everything, stopped writing, stopped performing, had a whole identity crisis, and I stopped doing it all. And then it was this year, I've moved to a new town at the end of 2020, and I had a big life change. And I started some beautiful things in the community, like a local crop swap event, and I was running a women's circle, and I was doing all these wonderful things, but I just had something inside of me that it just wasn't it. this, I'm just like, there's got to be something more. So with that sort of realization, I signed up with a coach, a wonderful coach, and
Mhm.
she sort of took me on this journey. And in the process, I just had this experience. It was about March this year, and I guess they call it a descent in shamanism. And basically, I was working through my own processes in life, realizations of conditioning that I'd been holding on to, and it all fell off me, and I went straight down into the underworld, and there was nothing left of me but songwriting and my voice. So
Wow.
it's really hard to explain, but I was just a particle, a God particle, a fractal, whatever
Mhm.
language you see as being our true essence here. And I connected with that, and yeah, it was terrifying in the beginning. And I had support there, and I got through it, and then I slowly built myself back, and then I came into some really amazing moments of just wow, realization. This is the gift. This is what I am. Like, I've always known
Mm.
what I am, and how can I use this? And just the whole process of songwriting and the songs that came through for me, I just was cracked wide open. I was raw and I was vulnerable, and there was nothing holding me. Like, there was nothing in between me and anybody. Like, I was just a clean
Mm.
slate. And I started writing songs from then, and everything had just cracked open. I'd been in writer's block for years. I really haven't had channels open like they are now, for quite some time. And so that came through, and just this purpose of, like, how can I use this songwriting and this sound in a way that's of service to other people? And I guess that's
Yeah.
where Sound Alchemy was born. So
Amazing, because we are all born with a gift, and some of us may never find that gift, or I don't like to say find because it's within us anyway. But
mm,
some of us may never unveil that gift in this time where we've chosen to come in this time of our life.
mm,
And obviously, it has happened for you, which is totally incredible. And you say for people that like we're both on a spiritual journey. You're further advanced than I am at the moment for what it seems, but we're all on our own individual journeys. But there are some people that what you do they will be really interested in, but they may not have even started their spiritual journey.
mm.
So when you say channeling your songs, I know what that is, but do you want to explain in a way that people that don't understand some of the spiritual talk
Mm.
is how that comes through for you?
Yeah, sure. So a lot of the work that I have been doing this year, and it's also a big part of the Sing to Heal, is our connection to the earth. And
Mhm,
what I mean by that is, like, because we've actually forgotten that Mother Earth is our original ancestor. Mother Earth and
mhm,
Father Sun are our original ancestors. That's where we come from originally. So in a way, she's the womb. So the more we go out and acknowledge her, like mornings when the sun rises and when the sun sets, like those crucial times of the day, you actually start to receive proper, they call them codes from the sun. Yeah.
mhm,
So instead of absorbing things, like I'm sitting in LED lights at the moment, I'm on my computer. So I'm absorbing all this blue light, which is called false information. So it's filling my body up with false codes, false information. So the more we get the opportunity to go out and sit on the earth and actually connect with the magnetic field and the sun,
mhm,
it starts to replace our body's codes with the proper codes, what we're meant to individually be receiving. So for me, when I get in that space and I go out and I sit on the earth, and you can breathe out or release things that you're holding on to, and people call them templates or programs or the way we've been conditioned to think. We can send
mhm,
that down into the earth, and it creates space in us to receive what we're meant to. So quite often when we do that, or we open our hearts, or we open this part, we can receive information that we're meant to receive. And for me, it's songs of the earth that come through. It's her energy coming through that, you know, talks about non-separation, and because she's whole. The earth is whole, and she always has been whole, and we've just lost our way along the way. And, you know, we live in a place of separation now, and distortion, and we're living from our minds, and we've forgotten to create the room for ourselves and our heart space. And this is where our channel is. So when we unlock this, our channels, we can let the creativity flow through us. So for some people that's music, for some people that's art. Whatever it is, we are creative beings that really struggle when we're doing a 9-to-5 job or whatever that we're not innately meant to be doing. But that's not what we're designed for. So if that makes sense to answer your question, and I didn't totally digress.
No, that's completely fine. And so would you advise somebody, because again, I love all the woo-woo stuff. I believe in the woo-woo stuff. But there's going to be some people that are listening to that. And that's what I believe Voices of the Purpose is here for. It's for people, showing people their gifts and really saying, just be open to it. Yes, question it, but be open to it. So if there was anything you would say on that part to give, everyone has this gift, a gift, is to go out and stand on Mother's Earth, nature, and walk, or what would you give to them as a starting point for that?
So as a starting point is be aware of those times of day. So when the sun rises and when the sun sets, the first thing we do is just bring our awareness to those times of day. So wake up in the morning. I sleep in sometimes, to be honest, but the sun will be coming up, and it's just acknowledging, oh, the sun's coming up. That's so beautiful. That's the first step. Sunset, oh, the sun's going down now. That's great. And then eventually you will start to open up that rhythm within yourself, because it's really connected to our circadian rhythms, which is our wake and sleep cycle. So just acknowledging those 2 points of day, you will start to notice a difference within yourself. And then gradually, like if you do that for a couple of weeks, you know, or just integrate it into your life. And then the next thing you could do would be to go out and stand on the earth with your bare feet and actually just put your hands out and feel, and just feel what they call the magnetic field. It's it's the layer above, and you can actually feel it. You can feel the energy there after a while. You can feel it coming up. It's like, wow, okay, this is really cool. And then just breathing the sunlight into your body, and just really having that time to not wake up and go straight on your phone, because you're automatically putting that information in. And that, you know, I'm bad for that. I do it all the time. But since I've been doing this Earth Sun practice and just acknowledging my teacher, who I'm working with at the moment, Alara, and she's amazing, and she's taught me so much as well. It's so important to replace those codes, I suppose, because it unlocks us, and it opens us up to our true selves.
Yeah, exactly. So how often do you get downloads of songs? Are they quite regularly? How does it work?
Well, at the moment, I am struggling to keep up with them. I'm writing at least a song a week at the moment, and I'm halfway through recording a new album, which is really exciting. And I've sort of set up in my house now where I do all the recording here, and then I send it to a friend on the Gold Coast, and he finishes the songs. So we're only getting through about one song a month with that process. And I'm like, I've got too many songs coming in. Like, we need to speed this up. But yeah, I'll just I had a beautiful song come in 2 or 3 weeks ago, The Birds, and I just had this wonderful melody, and I stepped outside, and all the birds, because you're in winter over there, aren't you?
Well, yes, we're just coming out of summer into winter, but I think it's been winter quite a lot of the time.
Okay. Well, what are we in? We're still in spring, so everything's coming out, and you know, all the birds called me outside, and I went and I sat outside on the grass, and then I wrote this really Aussie song. Like when I look at recordings of myself, I don't often use an Australian accent. It's a really weird thing in my song, but in my performance. And this song came through and it was like, and the kookaburras and the noisy minor birds and the magpies just want to be heard and sing their song. And I was like, cool, it's really Australian, you know? And I kind of realized, I'm like, wow, that was something within me. That was my ancestry coming through, like my ties to the land here, my history, my soul imprint, you know, that Australian native essence. And I'm like, that's so cool. So I get hints of my own journey and my own soul purpose through the music. And sometimes it'll be weeks later and I'll go back to the song and I'm like, oh wow, that's a message, you know, like I don't realize at the time kind of what's coming through.
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah.
Just totally amazing how it works. So we've got to talk about the healing and the through the sound and voice work that you obviously do to help others. So first of all, before I say going on your songs, I listened to Song of the Earth. Was that one of your songs?
Yes.
I absolutely, that one I could really resonate with. It was beautiful. So we will make sure that on the podcast that we put all ways to connect to you, because it's the songs the words are stunning, absolutely stunning. And that was I must say that's one of my favorites. I don't know why it connects to me so much, but it's one of those favorites. So the healing through sound and voice. Yep. How does that work for somebody? Because I know that you do work with people that do sing or want to show their voices. And then for somebody like me that maybe just want to come and have healing or a song written for me, how does that work?
Yeah, right. Well,
I know there's two questions there.
I'll do my best to remember. Well, I used to be more of a vocal coach, I suppose, where I would strengthen people's singing abilities. But now I'm more drawn, as you said, towards people to help them move through their own blocks of like, oh, I'm not good enough. I don't sing very well. I'm too embarrassed to sing in front of somebody. And that's a big one. Like a lot of people hold that program because it comes back to when we were little and, you know, so-and-so from school told us that we can't sing. And now we've got this belief that we can't sing, so we don't do it. So we're disempowering ourselves because we're totally mitigating all the benefits from it. So what we start to do initially is talk about your barriers and what's blocking you. So you might feel physically, you know, I feel blocked in my throat. You might get physical feelings of nervousness. So we just start to become aware of what the body is doing when you're in a situation of, you know, you're about to sing. So like if I was going to ask, all right, you're going to sing a song for me now, Michelle, how do you feel? And what goes on in your body, right?
Yeah. Well, first of all, I'd say I'm not sure if my screen would survive.
Right? And that's negative self-talk, even though there's humor.
Always.
Yeah.
Always.
And it's like, well, let's get rid of that. So we work through that by first bringing it out, writing down what it is that's blocking you. And then what I really, really ingrain in my clients is to sing from the heart and not the head space. So we're not here to perform for anybody. We're just here to bring our frequency out because there's something magical when we can share our vibration out into our environment, into a public place. Because not only is that going to strengthen your singing voice, but it's going to give us confidence to speak up for ourselves as well. And, you know, say when things don't align for us or when they feel good or when they don't feel good. And we tend to not go there, right? Because I'm too scared. So it helps all these things. And just so doing that is a really good way to sort of start to become aware of our barriers and where we're blocked. And then we do one-on-one stuff. So I'm a pretty safe person for the most part. But I just get them, we start doing warm-ups and like, you got to have fun. So we take it back to when we were children and we, you know, we have fun with sounds and we do, you know, all kinds of weird face stuff and this cool, and we just do all this cool vocal exploration stuff, and we might feel really uncomfortable during this process, but that's great because you're still doing it and you're pushing through it. So we just keep doing exercises and, you know, until you feel more and more comfortable, and you start to open up, and then we get to, you'll be recording, like I get my clients to download a recording app. So they start recording themselves and then they listen to themselves and, okay, what's the self-talk now? It's like, oh, well, I don't like to hear myself now. It's like, okay, so let's work through that. So there's a lot of layers, but once people get in the habit of grounding, so what I teach is the acronym called BIG, B-I-G. So it's breath, intention, and groundedness. And they're the main things when we sing. So we're always making sure that we breathe into our bodies and bringing our awareness into our body, breathing into our bellies, and our belly expands on the in-breath. So our belly comes out, big balloon, and then breathe it out. So if you were to do a breath with me now, Michelle, and see the difference. So put your hand on your belly, and we're going to take a deep breath, and the belly's going to come out, yeah? So big breath in.
Yep.
And then release it. We're going to do one more of those. Big breath into the belly. And then release it out. And already we're in like a bliss state because we've come out of our head, right? So that's the first thing we do. Then we set intentions. So why are we singing? Do we want to sing a beautiful song because we're feeling emotional and we need those emotions to come out? Or do we want to sing love to, you know, someone's brother who's going through a hard time? Or do we just want to sing because it's fun? So setting an intention, and then groundedness, making sure we're grounded and we're pulling it out of our heads and we're singing from our heart. And then at this point, people generally don't care what they're sounding like because they're feeling their song.
Yeah.
They're not, it's a different process, like just switching that process. And that is powerful in itself, and just getting used to that. So we're not here to win, you know, whatever the music awards are these days, but that's not what we're here. We're here to express ourselves, and it just gives them the confidence to do that. So I supply them with a lot of, we do vocal exploration stuff, where through the course, like pre-recorded instrumental tracks, so they can explore their voices and, you know, and make weird sounds, because even just toning from your mouth, like like I can feel that in my center, like that's firing me up, right? That's making, oh yeah, let's go for a dance, right? Like it's so magical. So just to share that with other people, it's really amazing.
No, it sounds like I need to get my singing voice out there.
Yeah.
No, but do you know what it's for somebody that wants to, that has that urge to sing, what an incredible gift that you can give them to allow them to open their voice up. Because you're right, we have so many limited patterns within us of this is how we should be, this is how we should act. Going back to the child, being a child, it's probably one of the first things that we should do and embrace, because that's when sort of the playful time comes out within us, and that's when you do let go of what's in your head and release all that. And I always speak to my clients about getting out of the head and going into the heart, the feeling center of everything, and it changes your whole concept of every part of your life. We're not just singing, it's just about every part of your life. If we can just get out of our heads more,
absolutely,
just in itself is a massive difference. It will make a massive difference to all of us. So anyone out there that wants to start singing and getting their voices out there, what a beautiful, oh, I'm so excited for those people, I really am. So, but those are the ones that want to sing. What about somebody that just wants to? I noticed. Now you could correct me if I'm wrong. Heart songs.
Yes. So that's just an offering where I have written in the past for people if they want a song created for, like I've written a song for, a funeral before for someone that had passed, or someone's dog, or for a wedding. Like if someone wants a special song written for them, we just communicate and they answer a few questions and they get to pick the style that they want it in, and then I record it from my own studio here and basically send that through. I'm completely aware that AI does it too, but it's not the same.
No, let's not go on AI.
Yeah, all right, stay on track.
Yeah, let's put that one to the side.
Yeah, but and it's just a really beautiful way to show someone how much you love them, or and keep their energy signature around, so that's a really nice thing as well.
Yeah, because if you're intuitively aware and having a pre-conversation with them to really dig deep into who they are, then that's going to give them, that's something that definitely I would come to you and say, let's play, let's see what we can get for me, which would be lovely. So there is one other style, am I right, with clients that don't want to sing? Do you do the healing with them as well?
So I do sound journeys. So I'm finishing my diploma at the end of the year, but I've been it's just a big thing. You don't need to be accredited in Australia, but I do enjoy the journey. It's a self. So basically, I take a client and they lie down, and you may have heard of sound healing. They just lie down, and I come up with a program for about half an hour to 40 minutes after having a conversation with them and what they're experiencing physically in their body. So they might have a sore knee, or they might be experiencing grief, or could be physical, energetics, or spiritual. And then I sort of create a program of using frequency instruments and a lot of the voice. Like that's my main instrument, and my medicine drum, and just creating this 40 minutes sound bath on them. And I've had clients that come off the bed and they're just vibrating, just literally like vibrating, like whoa, it's so powerful. And just if you're open to receive that medicine, and it's even though it's so old, like it's very ancient, and we're only really just understanding the actual power of it, which is great. Like it's all coming out now, and a lot of people are realizing just how powerful that is. But yeah, so that's the other thing I sort of offer, and I have a little studio here, so they come over out in the sticks in Queensland, Australia. So you come out for a bit of a nice day out here, and it's really good.
And when I was looking at your website, there was a free meditation on there called Hum of the Womb, which was beautiful. And I guess that gives somebody an idea of potentially what that could feel like, because it set me off. It set my energy spikes off, and it had a real warming feeling to it. It drew me in and made me feel at peace. So tell us a bit of the Hum of the Womb.
Yeah, so this is a concept that came to me after my experience in March. I'm like, wow, what a lot of people don't or haven't had, or they call it the mother wound, is when a mother hums to their child, or when the baby's in the womb, that the actual transmission of her voice and being received by the baby is just so nourishing and so nurturing on so many levels. So that's her energetics being communicated through, and that's neutralizing not only her nervous system, but the child's nervous system. And there's so much going on in there. So one thing that, that I've communicated is being in that space and this is what I do with my clients, and just being in that space and allowing yourself to be in that space and listening to this hum of the womb meditation, and just let it take you where it needs to take you. And, some people experience many different things. The idea is it instantly will neutralize your nervous system. So it'll pull you out of wherever you are and go, oh, you feel safe, and that's okay, and like, oh, that's nice. And you can float around your day after that. Some people have really cathartic releases with it as well. It's like, oh, wow, I really needed that, because there's so much love in there. And when I do my recordings, like, I'm in the zone, and I open my heart up, and I'm right there with you, and I'm singing with you, and, it's really beautiful. And that's a practice that we touch on as well, just for the individual to do also, is humming to themselves and, bringing that into your life. And because it brings you into presence, it brings you into your body, it calms your nervous system, and it's just so easy. Like, you don't even know you're doing it, but you're here, and you're not asleep. So it's just so liberating on so many levels. So bring back the hum, right?
Yes. Bring back the hum. Okay, I'll remember that one. And I want to listen to it in a full meditation in my room, and just sit and listen to it, and just see, because I could tell the 10 minutes I listened to it, it was incredible. So I definitely will do that. And that's free to anyone off your website, isn't it?
Yes.
And that website is, because you've got 2 websites at the moment, but I believe that to be the Sound Alchemy one.
Yeah, so it's soundalchemy.info. So it took me ages to spell alchemy, right? So yeah, ALCHEMY.info.
Yeah.
And there's that free hum meditation on there. And I think I've got another Om meditation on there as well at the moment, which is
nice.
3 minutes. And that's going to be on my new album as well, just a track of Oms and different harmonies. So it's going to be really eclectic. And what was the other question?
Yes. The Nicky, the Songbird one.
Yeah, so that's my musical website, which is just nickyconvine.com. And I sort of put some of my music up there, but the Sound Alchemy one will have all my music on there anyway. Okay. So that's the go-to for sure.
So I will put them in the show notes. So can people get hold of your music on Spotify and things like that?
Yeah, I do have an album on Spotify. I was a very different person 11 years ago, but there is some music up there. A wonderful band that I played with, and a lot of love songs and that kind of stuff. And I'm so past that now.
But the new release album that you're going to release will go on there. Brilliant.
So, and you can follow. I do post a lot of stuff on my Facebook and Instagram and TikTok as well, or Nicky Convine Songbird. So you can't not find me.
Beautiful. So do you want to just talk about because you've got a Sing to Heal course coming out. So we've spoken about those that want to open up their voices, and that's available to them in November. Is that the case? Do you want to talk a little bit about that, in case anyone is interested in joining you?
Of course. So at the moment, I'm offering the one-on-one client relationship, and you get, basically, we spend an hour together each week for 8 hours. We work through a bunch of content. That's available at the moment. I don't know if I discuss prices, but yeah. And then I've got an online course that I'll be just course only, that's going to be released November 1st. So I do have a special code for you guys for 10% off. Yeah.
Okay, we can put that in the show notes as well. Cool. Brilliant, amazing. Thank you for that, Nicky.
Right.
So, and then you can give some information. They can go and grab some information from you from there as well.
Yeah, great.
Amazing. Right. So, if I was to ask you, what vision do you hold for how your gifts can serve the world on a larger scale? Because we want to see you. You have such a special gift within you. We want you to embrace that and get that out there. What do you see that vision as being?
Well, that's a big question. But I really feel as a part of my own journey is for my own remembrance to connect to the earth. And what's coming through for me is is from that. So it's sharing with others that connection and how to reconnect to the earth, and using our voices to root into the earth, and just coming from that space of truth, true codes, true information, and what songs and what words do we speak from that place, and what a beautiful world that would be.
Beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful. So if you had to say one more thing to anyone that's listening that wants to open their voice or heal, what would you say to them?
Just do it, and don't overthink it. That's the one thing. Don't, like you were saying before, don't overthink it. Just do it. And if people don't like it, too bad.
Incredible, incredible. What a beautiful way to end the podcast. So I would like to invite you. I'm going to end with my endings, and then I'd like you to just play out for 30 seconds. Would you like to play something out for us?
Sure. Would you like me to sing a little song?
Okay, so let me just say goodbye to everybody, and then we can play something out to listen to, which will be incredible. Nicky, it's been absolutely beautiful to talk to you. I will be a follower of yours for a long time, and I probably will be in touch with a few things, but it's always good to have somebody like you pass. There was a reason that we connected, and I don't have to wish you loads of luck. You've been gifted that. Your ancestors are talking to you, and it's just beautiful. It's just beautiful to come across somebody like yourself that, again, is just trying to get the best out of everyone to move forward. The special, what we've missed in our lives, the beauty of all of our lives, which is, some people don't believe we have that within us, and you do. You all have a special, unique gift within you. So if you would like to take part in an episode of Voices of Purpose, believing in a heartfelt business calling, then please contact me. I would love to consider you for the podcast. My message is just to spread your message out there, to make sure that we can get your gift as far and wide as possible. And that's the beauty of the Voices of Purpose. So thank you once again, Nicky. Thank you. And from me to everyone else, keep believing until your believing becomes your knowing. And Nicky, play out 30 seconds for us.
All right. Feel free to sing with me. It goes like this. I receive your openness. I receive your love. I receive your openness. I receive your love. Oh, as we stand on our motherland, we're learning to love again. With joy we cry, each day the sun will rise. We're learning and warming the land.